It is just talk.
Okay. Here I am with Kat. Another interview, another week. Kat, why don't we just start with you? Tell me a little bit about yourself and who you are as a person.
Okay. So, my name's Catherine.
Uh-huh.
I'm a senior at the University of Florida. I'm a history major.
Okay.
And, writing a thesis this year.
Wow.
Yep, so that's fun. Takes a lot of my time up. Fostering a dog named Bob.
Bub.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to, explain a little bit about what I'm doing first before we hop into the questions.
Okay.
I am in an entrepreneurship class, and so far this semester, we've just focused on finding opportunities in society based off people's need. So I have identified a need, and then we worked on developing a product that could help fulfill that need, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. And then right now, what we're focusing on mainly is the consumer, I guess, that would purchase this product or use this product. So I can learn a little bit more about the product itself and a little bit more about the consumer. So I had you describe who you are as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just quickly describe who you are as a consumer?
As a consumer?
As a consumer, whatever that means to you.
Okay.
I'll give you more like structured questions later. I just want to just to start off.
Let's see. I think I generally consume mostly just the things that I need. Like, that's what I purchase.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I'll buy things that I don't need.
Uh-huh.
But I would say most of my consumption is, like, food and stuff like that.
Okay.
Necessities more. I don't know if that makes sense.
And how do you pick something, say, whether it's in the category of what you need or what you don't need?
Mm-hmm.
What you pick, is it based mostly off price, quality, or like style?
I would say mostly quality.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely factor price in there some too, but I usually try to find things that will last a while or that are good.
Does it ever like change depending on what kind of product it is? Like, say, some things maybe you want to be really nice, so you don't care about price, but other things you're like, you just want to get it for cheap?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah, definitely. Especially like being a college student, I feel like a lot of items I just grab that are quick and easy and, don't cost a lot because I don't care about it.
What's like an example of that in like a recent time, maybe this past semester or a previous semester?
Let's see. That's a good question. Really got my brain going here. I feel like sometimes, like, if I'll go to Sam's Club or something, I'll just, like, buy the cheapest bulk, like, paper towels or, soap or something like that. I don't know if that's a good answer, but...
I'm allergic.
So basically, I'm just gonna, I guess, describe the opportunity and the product real quick before going any more questions.
Okay.
The opportunity that I've kind of found is, say you're going out to like a restaurant or a bar or even like the gym or a beach or a park, and you want to know if it's packed or not, like how crowded it is. Do you ever feel that need? Like, you go somewhere?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could you tell me about like the last time that happened? Then you went somewhere and you didn't know if it was gonna be like crowded or not.
Let's see. I think the last time I went to I was trying to go to a coffee shop, and I was like, all right, which one's going to be the least crowded? And I was like trying to figure out what time of day would be the best for what location, and somewhere where I could easily just like get in, get a spot, and not have to worry about it. And the one I ended up going to, like, there were no spots, and it was just frustrating.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically what I would do, I'd create like an app, I guess, kind of like social media a little bit, and people would just be able to go on the app and search if a place is busy or rate if a place is busy. And from all the people I've talked to, they would like this app if it was like quick and easy to use.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess on a different side of it, not really talking about too much about the specifics of the app, most apps now are free. Like, not too many people pay for an app. So do you find this app useful, first of all? And
Yeah.
Okay, so if you did want to use it, would you lean more towards paying for it or getting it for free and dealing with advertisements on the app?
Let's see. I feel like I would probably lean towards getting it for free and dealing with advertisements.
Okay.
But if it was like 99 cents or something, I would think about purchasing it.
Okay, so you think there should be a purchasing option along with the free option?
Yeah.
Kind of like Spotify?
Yeah, that'd be, yeah.
Okay.
I like that. That way you could try it out, and then if you were like, oh, I really like this, and like, I don't like the ads or whatever, you could upgrade.
Cool.
Or like if your school like sponsored it or something
Mm-hmm.
for its
Now,
libraries.
when you're looking for products to use in any kind of thing, do you ever get something just because, like, it's trending? I hate to use the word trending, but like just because other people have it, or it's like the thing right now.
Yeah, I guess sometimes.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of an example.
So I guess maybe, I mean, just in the like the area that I'm talking about, like if you ever used Instagram or Twitter.
Okay.
Are you on Instagram or Twitter?
Just Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that you got Instagram because you thought it was something like a really you need or like a good product, or because maybe everyone else was using it?
I think a little of both. I like
Okay.
just like for my own personal self, like seeing the pictures on it or whatever. So I got it for that reason. But then I was also like, well, everyone's talking about this and I don't really know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
And it was free. So I was like, why not?
Okay. So the free really helps.
Yeah.
So if everyone started using my app and it was free, you'd be more likely to just
Oh,
get
yeah.
it.
For sure.
Sweet. All right. So I guess I want to move on a little bit to post-product kind of information.
Okay.
Basically, so when you purchase a product, whether that be a toothbrush or a picture of a giraffe, anything, how do you analyze for yourself whether this was a good purchase or a bad purchase?
Well, I feel like if it's something I'm using every day, it's like if it's working well for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something like a picture of giraffe, I'm like, oh, does that bring me happiness? Okay, yeah, it does.
Okay.
So I like it. But if I'm kind of like, I don't really like that, you know, then
How quickly does
I
it
don't know if
usually
that makes
take you to
sense.
make that assessment?
I feel like not that long, like
Okay.
a month, maybe.
So if you have a bad assessment of it, like you say a product's bad,
Yeah,
what do? Do you just stick with it? Do you stop using it, or do you like bring it back?
I usually just stop using it.
Okay.
Yeah, just because I'm like, don't need
You just
this.
don't wanna
It's
deal
not
with
working
it?
that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So especially like an app, you could obviously just delete the app.
Yeah, I do that
if it wasn't
frequently.
working.
I'm like, oh, I don't use this, or like this, I don't like it, so I'll just click it and it'll start shaking, and then I press the X.
Okay. Now, I kind of want to talk a little bit about the app, actually. I've described it a little bit to you, how it works, where you can log on and you have one of two options to either purchase to either rate if a place is busy or search if a place is busy. So that's like the very basic description of it. Right off the bat, what kind of like problems do you see with that, or good things do you see with that?
I would say the only problem I would see is, personally, I think I would use the search for it like all the time. I would check and see if places were busy, but if I got there and I was like, oh, this place isn't busy, I probably wouldn't go rate it.
Yeah.
I might be more like, you know, yay, I'm here, no one's here, great. I don't know if I'd pay it forward always,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So how could I... Great movie, by the way. I don't know if
Yeah.
kind of sad, though.
Yeah,
right?
well
Okay.
said.
How could I get a consumer
Mhm.
like yourself that we've described, how could I get the kind of consumer that you are to rate more often?
Maybe, like, let's say I got the free version and there were ads.
Uh-huh.
Maybe if I rated, like, ads would go away
Oh.
for a little.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe, like,
That's interesting. That's why I like interviewing so many people, because I ask that question almost everyone, and I always get the same answer.
really?
An
Which
incentive
is?
program.
Oh.
Like giving you points for rating or something.
Okay.
But maybe if you rate, the ads go away for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work as far as like revenue and like getting money, but that's really interesting. That's something I could look into.
Yeah, I think that'd be... I would definitely just be like, ooh, yay, and then goodbye ad. You know, like when they do the surveys on, like, I don't know if it's YouTube or something, where you can do a survey and like the ad will go away or something.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
something like that.
okay, and that's something that people are interested
Yeah,
in.
and I do that all the time. I'm like,
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess just one final question. I had you at the beginning of the interview. Describe what kind of consumer you are. After these questions, do you have anything else to add? that you've thought about a
about
little
me
more?
as a consumer.
Yeah, there's just we got like some questions out there thinking about it.
I would say I think I put a little bit more thought into what I consume than I initially had
Oh, yeah,
stated.
yeah. I get
It's
that.
like, wait, but yeah, other than that, I think
Okay.
I'm pretty much on the same from the
Okay.
beginning.
Well, thank you, Kat.
Yeah,
I really
no
appreciate your time.
problem.
This
Sure,
was good
this
fun.
was great.
Thank you. Okay, here we are with Meggie Doherty Howard. Maggie, why don't we start by you just telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's okay.
Well, I just graduated from UF in December. I
Oh,
got
nice.
a degree in business management. I played on the soccer team at UF all 4 years, and I'm going to go play professionally with the Washington Spirit starting in March.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So, next question before I kind of explain what I'm doing is why don't you, real quick, just off the top, explain who you are, describe who you are as a consumer.
A consumer.
That's kind of broad, but just whatever
For like
comes
any
to
type
mind.
of product.
Yeah, just whatever you interpret that as meaning.
I I think I'm a consumer who tries to be money conscious and tries to find deals before making hasty decisions when purchasing
Okay.
things.
So, I guess I'm in this class right now, an entrepreneurship class. I'm pretty sure you took it. Basically, what we have to do in this class is find an opportunity in society that's based off people's need. So right now, what we're doing is that we spend a lot of time developing what the need is like, and then creating a product to fulfill the need, and then focusing on that product. So we've been doing like rounds and rounds of interviews to figure out more. So right now, we're trying to figure out more about the consumer that would purchase this product
Okay.
and what their like tendencies are.
Okay.
So the first question I guess I would ask is when you're going to buy something, what do you usually base what you're going to buy off of? Is it more price, style, or quality?
I feel like all of the factors kind of come into play when making a decision. If it's more of a product that I use frequently and I'm buying on a regular basis, then I usually go for the cheaper option, just in terms of like paper towels or something like that. If it's more of a decision I have to put some thought into before I buy it, then I take more factors like quality and how long it's going to last and those things into play, maybe more so, and then I'm willing to pay a higher price for it then.
Okay, so not necessarily something that you use more, but more, I guess, important. You focus more on the quality.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, when going to buy something, how do you decide what to buy as far as alternatives go? So say you go and you're trying to buy a candle, and there's different candles there, and they're the same price, I guess same quality. Like, how do you evaluate that? Is it based off what you've always done, or?
No. I think it's just an interest preference, depending. Candles. If I like a scent more, I'd go with that one, I guess. But even different things. I'd say I'd be willing to try different things than what I'm used to, but my initial instinct would be to stay with what I'm used to.
Okay, cool. All right, so right now I'm just going to kind of describe the need in the product that I've had. The need deals with if you go somewhere like a restaurant or a bar or just like the gym and it's really packed, it's crowded, and you have to wait a while to get in. Before going, you really can't tell if you're going to have to wait a while. Do you ever experience that need where the need to know if it's going to be packed? Like, you ever go somewhere and it's just too crowded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Could you maybe tell an example of the last time that happened, or any
Going
example?
downtown to try to get dinner on a Saturday or Friday night. Yeah.
Okay.
And going and having minimum of 45-minute wait.
Yeah. Do you usually ever check to see if it's going to be crowded or not?
Occasionally, but that would be a smart thing to do that we never really think of.
Okay. So basically what I kind of thought of was creating an app where you could quickly get some information on whether a place is crowded or not. So when you open the app, you'd be able to choose between rating if a place is crowded or searching to see if a place is crowded. So with apps, as far as a consumer goes, would you prefer like paying for an app, or do you more focus on just getting an app for free and dealing with ads?
Yeah, I never pay for apps.
Okay. So even like Spotify.
Oh, I consider Spotify I do have. I don't classify that as an app, I guess, for some reason. Because I guess I can get it on my computer too. So I think of that as something different. Like apps, I think of like running apps or like little things like that where like I would specifically only use on my phone. I never pay for those.
You never pay. Okay, so you just deal with ads. And you're good with that. Okay.
I also don't really use apps that much besides like social media stuff.
Okay. Now, would you consider using an app where you could check to see if a place is crowded or not?
Yeah.
Do you see any problems with that, like right off the bat, like what I described to you? Any like good things about it, or any bad things that could come from that?
I mean, the good thing is obviously you can just get your information really fast. I feel like one of the reasons why people wouldn't check necessarily is because it requires like work. You have to look up the phone number, call. You know, if you have to be put on wait to talk to someone. So it just gives you all the information really fast, which is good. And also I think could expose you to places in the area you might not have known about if it's all listed, which I think is good. I mean, the only flip side would be if it's not accurate or doesn't get updated. Then I think there'd be some very unhappy people.
Okay, yeah.
And because wait times, I think, can fluctuate very quickly. So as long as it's updated frequently.
Going back to, I guess, more of you as a consumer, do you ever purchase something, or in this case, an app? Do you ever get an app just because it's trending? Like it's the style right there. Everyone has it. I guess a common example one I used with a person I was interviewing last night was like Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, I think Twitter, like I use Instagram and like Facebook more. Twitter I kind of just have. I'm not really that involved on it, but if I am bored, I'll just like scroll through to see.
Do you think you got those apps because it was like everyone was using them, or more just you wanted to go get it?
Probably a combination. I think the fact that it was growing and everyone was getting it was kind of why everyone was getting it. So, that wasn't my thought process, but I think it could have been underlying.
Do you commonly, I guess it really doesn't apply to this app, but when you're buying something, do you prefer buying something in the store or online?
I buy stuff online a lot, I would say. If it's things that, like for me, like clothes, if it's things that I know like what style I fit in and stuff, I tend to buy online just because, A, there's not very many stores here in this area that like I'm really interested in going to. Yeah. And B, I just don't like driving around and trying to go to the store. I think like when I'm home more and like with my mom or sister, like then I'll physically go to the store more if I'm going with someone. If I'm by myself, I shop online more. Okay.
Makes sense. Now, after you purchase something, how do you decide if it was a good purchase or not?
If I like it.
If you like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if it's clothes, like if it's comfortable, if it appeared how it did in the picture, that's a big thing because sometimes when you order stuff online, it doesn't exactly translate how it did on the computer screen. And then maybe like how it sustains over multiple uses. So yeah.
So how quickly do you make that evaluation? Usually, like if you like a purchase.
I mean, usually like right when I get it, I try it on.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like whatever, like after the first use, I usually.
No,
yeah.
Okay. And if you don't like something, what do you do?
Don't buy that again, or like maybe not even go to that store again.
Okay. I guess one of my final questions, I asked you this at the beginning, and more after we like talked about it and think about it, I'd like for you to speak on it a little bit more. Like, how would you describe yourself as a consumer? Okay. It could be the same. I don't know, maybe because you've thought about it a little more.
Oh my gosh! Sorry. was just hopping in. I would say, okay, let me try to think of a better answer. I mean, I would continue to say I'm usually someone who, for making purchases that are more expensive and more kind of high-end things, I try to do my homework on different products out there and compare prices at different spots to try to get the best overall value, taking into consideration quality, price, reviews, and everything. And then just for more everyday use things that, I don't need the top quality for, I try to go for like the better deal, whatever that may be. And also just as a consumer purchasing like whatever's convenient, like whether that be online or going right down the street to the store, that comes into factor too. Because even if like a better deal's 10-minute drive, but I can go 2 minutes down the street to get it, I might just go with a 2-minute option.
Okay, so convenience. That makes sense. Well, Maggie, I just want to thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it. This was fun.
Perfect.
Okay, so here I am with Judy Fielder. Why don't we start with you telling me a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I like dogs a lot. I'm here visiting Henry. In fact, I'm getting ready to adopt him, which is very exciting because I like to have dogs. Our family is very much a dog family, and we've been out without a dog for a little while. So today's Friday. It's my off Friday. That means I'm off work, and I work at Lockheed Martin. Been there a really long time, 35 years. I'm a financial planner. I have 2 kids, and I love doing things with my family and outdoor kind of things.
Okay, so now why don't you tell me a little about yourself as a consumer, whatever that means to you. It's a pretty broad question.
Okay. Well, I just went to Target, one of my favorite stores. I'm actually very brand loyal and store loyal. I remember when Target first opened, and I thought, oh gosh, another big box place, and I just stayed away from it because I've been just so. The only thing I knew at the time was Kmart, Walmart, and when I went to Target, I remember being super impressed with all the bright colors and the clean, wide aisles. So ever since then, I can't remember when I was at a Walmart last. Anyway, I'm just very loyal to things that work. It has to be good quality, and things have to work. I don't want to have to return things.
Okay, so that's interesting. So appearance is pretty important to you, I guess. You said you returned to Target because I guess you enjoyed shopping there?
Yeah, I like the bright colors and clean. Everything was always, it's like plastic boxes, for instance, were in bright colors instead of just drab greens. And they had lots of different choices. So, yeah, appearance kind of matters. Why not? Why not have something fun?
Okay. Now, when you're going to the store and you're picking out a product, what usually matters? Or do you lean more towards price or quality or just the style of something?
Price does matter, but the quality has to be there, and sometimes just brand loyal. Like, for instance, I just went and bought ibuprofen, and I bought brand name instead of like the Target Up and Up brand. Mm-hmm. So,
is there ever a time when you'd be more, you focus more on price and not on quality, where you just want something as cheap as possible?
Sure, but I guess it depends on what I'm buying. Let's see, what would I care? Well, I mean, even something just as simple as mulch for the garden, I found that even that matters. You can't just buy the cheapest stuff.
Okay, so it's important to have quality, I guess.
It is.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to explain a little bit more about what this is for. I'm in a class called Entrepreneurship, and we've spent this semester just finding opportunities in society, and these opportunities are based off people's unmet needs. So at first we found a need, and then we developed a product, and now we're trying to find out more about the consumer that our product is directed towards.
Okay.
So basically the need that I found deals with if you're going somewhere, say like a restaurant or the beach or a park, and it's crowded and you have to wait a long time and you don't know if it's going to be crowded or not. You can't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
Has that ever happened to you in the past months, where you've gone somewhere and it's just been really crowded and it takes a while to get in?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you first mentioned that, I'm thinking the beach, and you want to go up and over a boardwalk or something. First, you got to have parking, but then you got to go up and over the boardwalk, and you want to have a nice area to sit. You don't want it to be crowded with people, but you can't see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, now you know a little bit more about the need. What I was thinking is creating an app where people can either search if a place is busy or rate if a place is busy, so that the consumer can easily decide and easily find out if a place will be busy or not.
Mm-hmm.
You as a consumer, do you ever use apps like on your phone?
Not so much, but this is probably because, relative to my age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of used to where everything is and kind of have a good idea of busy times of day, that sort of thing.
Would you ever consider using an app if you found it to be helpful?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And with an app, would you, say if I created this, would you be more interested in purchasing the app and dealing with no advertisements, or getting the app for free but having to deal with some advertisements while using it?
Option A.
You'd rather
No
purchase?
advertisements. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would purchase.
That's interesting.
I mean, I would assume that it's a minimal. That it's nothing too crazy in cost.
Okay. So going back a little bit more to find out about you as a consumer, do you usually prefer buying a product in a store or buying online?
I actually like to buy in the store, but again, it's my age.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm finding anyway.
Why do you think that is, that you like to go to the store more?
Because I get distracted easily, and I like to see all kinds of different choices of things. I mean, sometimes I know that things exist just because I've seen them in a store.
Okay, that's true.
Especially like a hardware store. So, like if you see, like you're trying to find things to maybe hang a picture on the wall, and there's always different kinds of fasteners or.
Yeah. Okay. So after you buy a product,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it be, whether it be at like a hardware store, Target, or clothes, or an electronic thing, how do you evaluate whether that product was a good purchase or a bad purchase?
Well, with clothes, it really depends on how they feel and how they wash and wear. You know, a lot of clothes, if the material isn't good, it's going to do what they call pill. You know, and it gets little nubbies on it, and it just feels bad. So I found that you got to put more money into higher grade materials.
Yeah.
So sometimes with clothes you don't know, and if you knew that ahead of time, if you knew they were going to be great, should you buy 5 and all the different colors? But
so I guess that's contributes to why you have brand loyalty, because
yes,
you kind of know that
definitely,
it's going to be
definitely.
good. Okay. How quickly does it usually take you to evaluate if a product is a good purchase or not?
Usually pretty quick. I mean, say within a week.
Okay. And what will you do if you deem a product not to be up to your standards?
Most of the time I return it.
Okay.
And that's why I try to buy things from retailers that are accessible and easy to return at. If I go to a small business, I try to never return. I try to make sure that I make a good decision so that I won't have to return something, because I don't think it's fair to the small business people.
Okay. I guess going back and focusing a little bit about the app, from how I described it at first, do you see any problems with it or any good things about it that you'd be interested in?
Well, I'm wondering, like, it sounds kind of far-reaching. It kind of sounds like you could do something like help me out at the beach. But I'm thinking, boy, you might need a drone or something like that.
Well, the idea is that people who have the app will go on and rate on a scale of like 1 to 10 if the place is busy or not.
Oh, okay. Kind of like a parking thing or a traffic kind of
Kind of like
monitor.
that, yeah. So I'm hoping you could do it at any kind of place.
Mhm.
But do you see any problems with that, or would that be useful?
Well, I think that maybe if you are someplace and it's not busy and you're really liking where you are, you may not want to share that information with others.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. What if we put in like an incentive program into the app? Would you as a consumer be more um, inclined to use something like in the past with companies? They
Mhm.
sometimes offer reward programs. Like I know Old Navy offers a credit card just for their store.
Mhm.
As a consumer, does that kind of pull you into a company more when you have like points, or like every time you use the app you get a point towards something bigger?
It probably would, but I think too, it's the age. I think with younger people, you're going to find that sort of thing. I know there's gotten to be points or cases now where I had an opportunity to get a discount, but I was just like, oh, I'm not going to bother with it. I'm just gonna buy what I need when I need it, and not fuss with things like coupons.
Okay. Um,
That's not very economical, but if I was a college student and trying to save everything, I would do that, and that is what I did when I was a college student.
hmm That's pretty interesting. Well, I guess I just want to thank you for your time and your insight.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always kind of looking to learn something new. So, I mean, if you can target something to like all ages, you just got to
Yeah.
find what works for the different people.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day.